Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Y'all, I have been a little bit beside myself with sadness. There comes a time in everyone's life when they have to let go of something that they love. The end of any kind of relationship or anything like that is always hard, but man, it is really, really hard when you have to change foundations. So, a couple of months ago, I was just browsing the internet randomly and I kept seeing these advertisements from Makeup Forever for a new foundation or two, Reboot and Watertone. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. If you've been watching this channel or following me on social or anywhere else, you probably know that I use Makeup Forever Waterblend. It used to be Face and Body 10 years ago, but it's Waterblend. That has been my holy grail foundation that I have been using probably now for the past 10 or 11 years. I've tried Fenty, I've tried Flesh, I've tried a whole entire list of other foundations over the past 11 years, and I always end up going back to Face and Body. So I was getting halfway through my last bottle and I realized I probably need to either buy some more soon or check the expiration date. So I went to Sephora.com to go and get another bottle of my favorite foundation. And I noticed that it was deeply discounted. And, that should be a really good thing. But I went to Makeup Forever's site and I also saw that Waterblend was deeply discounted there. And it had the last chance sticker slapped on to the product image. My heart sank because it was at that moment I realized my favorite foundation, the one that seemed to match me and my lifestyle and my skin type so perfectly, was being discontinued, and that I was going to be forced to find another match for me. So I took it in stride, and instead of ordering another couple of bottles of Y505 cognac in the Waterblend, I decided to take a leap of faith, be flexible, and try something new. So as I mentioned, Makeup Forever just released two new foundations, the Reboot foundation and Watertone. They're kind of jumping on board with the whole skin tint thing. If you've been in a Sephora store lately or just been browsing online at Ulta or wherever else, you'll see that almost every brand has just released some sort of skin tint or a light serum foundation. Tarte has one, Fenty has one, Ilia has released one, so on and so forth, which is right on par for the summertime and where we have been. People just aren't wearing as much heavy makeup anymore because we've all been behind masks and nobody likes hot heavy foundation. I won't say nobody, but a lot of people don't like hot heavy foundation this time of year. So Makeup Forever gave us two options. I was leaning at first toward Watertone, and at the filming of this video I am currently waiting on a bottle to arrive in the mail any minute, so I'll review that when I get it. But I was looking at Watertone at first because I felt like it was going to be the closest thing to Waterblend. But when I went to searching and looking through the reviews and stuff, I was hesitant. I thought it might be a little bit too light. Also, the shade range was limited. Face and Body came in about 24 shades, and Watertone only comes in 14. And the shade that I traditionally wear in Waterblend doesn't exist. So I was kind of disappointed in that. But I looked at Reboot and saw that they carry 24 shades of this foundation. The shade that I normally wear was there. But I went inside of Sephora to actually test and be matched, because Makeup Forever's shade range across their foundations is not 1-to-1. That's just kind of a bonus hint for anybody who likes that brand. If you are going back and forth between their foundations, you might want to get matched again. And sure enough, I got matched into a different couple of shades. And I decided to go for it. So this is the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. And it claims to basically fight the 5 signs of skin fatigue and brighten, smooth, firm, hydrate, and even out. So this foundation is formulated basically as a marriage between beautiful makeup and skincare, which is right up my alley in terms of where I am in life right now. I just turned 34 years old. My skin still looks pretty good. I don't have anything on my face right now, but I understand that my skin is aging. I'm not 20 years old anymore, and I don't have 20-year-old skin. So I am even more into skincare and even more cognizant of how products respond. Also, for you guys, as I am aging, and I'm sure some of you all are too, a lot of influencers, as I've mentioned in other videos, are in a younger age bracket or marketing toward a younger type age bracket. I want those of you who are my age and older in particular to be able to see what product will really look like on you. So today, what I want to do for you is, number one, show you a side-by-side comparison of my old foundation, Face and Body, and the new foundation, Reboot, so that you can get a sense if you're swapping, if you're moving from this foundation to this one, what it looks like, or this kind of foundation. And then I will take that off and show you what a full face looks like. Here we go. All right. So for the sake of this test, because brands tend to formulate their products to work in concert with one another, I am going to use the Makeup Forever, hopefully you can see that, yes, Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer as my primer, and I'm going to use that all over my face. Now, Makeup Forever makes several different, primers for different skin concerns. Like there's a hydrating primer that I use from time to time. There's this one that's more of a smoothing and mattifying primer. There's a pore perfector, so on and so forth. So you would pick the primer that meets the look that you're going for, and more importantly, the concerns of your skin. Okay? So there's that. And then I am going to take Waterblend and apply it to the left side. This is my left of my face, okay? Now, like I mentioned, I was wearing Y505 in this foundation, but I matched into a different color. Actually, yes. This is weird. I forgot my mirror, you guys. So I'm like watching myself do this backwards. Hang on. Okay, so I have my mirror now. But anyway, this is Face and Body 505. And as you can see, this foundation was actually formulated to be 80% water, so it's very, very lightweight. It's kind of the lightest of the light. And I just love it so because it always blended really well. It always blended really well and gave my skin a very nice, even finish without being heavy or looking unrealistic. And I am choosing, normally I would use a color corrector underneath my eyes to hide my dark circles. I'm opting not to for this exercise because I want you guys to really see what these foundations look like, and in particular Reboot. Okay, so that is what our old best friend looks like. I ended up getting Reboot in color Y503. Now, I was also going back and forth between 503 and 528. I couldn't really tell the difference in the store. So I'm just also continuing to test this and see how I like the color, especially as I tan across the summer. When Watertone comes in, I will have it in 528 and we can kind of see the difference. But this, as you can see, is a little bit more fair than that Face and Body foundation just at first glance. And it really looks light at first application. The feel of this is heavier than the Face and Body and lighter than Ultra HD, like where Face and Body or Waterblend was like sheer to light buildable. This Reboot is true light to medium. And I probably should have let my brush dry before, because I just cleaned it, but it's okay. And as you can see, I'm getting more coverage out of this Reboot than I am Waterblend. And as much as I thought that the color wouldn't really be a match, it actually is. So guys, again, this is Waterblend on the left. Yes, Waterblend Face and Body on the left, Reboot on the right for comparison. Again, different kind of coverage, whereas the Waterblend kind of feels at first tacky to the touch. I find that it takes a little while to dry. This foundation is dry to the touch without being pasty, which I really, really like so far. And not a lot of transfer. So what I'm going to do is I am going to wash my face right quick, and then I'm going to come back and show you the full face with Reboot. Okay, so if y'all will indulge me, I am actually going to use the hydrating primer this time so you guys can get a feel for what that looks like. If you watched my IGTV video, I did kind of a sample with the smoothing primer if you want to see that there. But I'm going to use the hydrating primer this time, because this time of year as well, I tend to like a dewy finish. All right, so there's that. And keeping it close to, yeah, I'm also gonna skip, I'm also gonna skip the color corrector this go round as well. So there's that. And I'm just going to apply a light layer to the high points of my face. A little bit of this seems to go a pretty long way, which I like as well. I'm all about maximizing the life of a product. Since I don't wear foundation every day, it's nice to have something I know that I am not going to run out of before the expiration date. So I'm just going to blend that out. It blends pretty easily because the formula is light, so it's not going to be stubborn or anything like that moving around. And as you can see, I skipped the corrector on purpose because I wanted you guys to see that this is one coat, one pass at this foundation, and my dark circles, they're still there a little bit, but they're passable. Like I'm comfortable just moving about town, flipping and flouncing, running the street like this. I'm okay with that. But for the sake of this exercise, I'm gonna add a little bit more to that area just to see if we can build that coverage up. And I'll also tell you that it did dry pretty quickly, so I didn't have to worry too much about shifting it around. But yeah, that is really nice coverage. So you get that effect without it being heavy or thick on your face. So that's basically 1.5 coats of this Reboot foundation. And I feel like just at first glance that it is delivering on its claims that it's brightening and smoothing and really perfecting my skin. I don't have the Makeup Forever concealer yet. I think that's going to be my next investment. So I'm just using a little bit of the Juvia's Place sparingly just to brighten up my under eyes. And then I will just rake through my eyebrows a little bit. And what I'm noticing about this foundation, it's almost self-setting. Like, still no transfer. And with that hydrating primer, it dries luminous. It kind of has that satin finish without looking overly wet. So if you're a person who does not like the super dewy, super wet look, this may be the foundation for you. So real quick, this is a real deal review. I'm adding this here because I want you guys to see what this foundation looks like without soft boxes and ring lights and any of that. So this is what the foundation looks like after primer, plus the foundation, plus the Makeup Forever HD powder on top. This is what it looks like in real life. Okay, so I just spruced up a little bit, added a little bit of color to my face as well as my mascara and my powder. I hope you guys caught that. But I will say, If you saw my IGTV video, that was really my first time wearing this foundation, kind of a true first impression. This time, I've worn this foundation every day, I think, for the last week. So I can tell you that over the course of the day, if I put it on in the morning, take it off at night, it does have pretty good staying power, and it does not transfer onto a mask or anything like that, which is very positive. And I think it delivers on its claims to reverse the signs of fatigue. You know how sometimes you put on a foundation, you wear it all day, and you take it off and it looks like your skin has been working a full-time job? You're not going to get that with Reboot. My skin still looks fresh and beautiful, like I hadn't put anything on that day. Also, I think the weight of the formulation is quite forgiving. So anywhere through the day, you can't tell is obviously, because it's not like, I don't want to name a particular foundation that I'm thinking about, but it's not like you took your claws and just raked through the makeup on your face. So it wears really, really well over time. Also, I will say this foundation retails for $39. You can either get it at Sephora or you can get it from makeupforever.com. Now, at the filming of this video, I believe Makeup Forever is running a sale where you can get the foundation and the concealer together for $55, which is a pretty good deal. I want to say that's either a $15 or $20 savings. So check out both places and see what works for you. Again, Reboot comes in 24 shades, which I don't want anybody to be alarmed by that. A lot of companies are boasting that they carry 30 shades, 40 shades, whatever the case may be. Even Makeup Forever, their HD foundation, comes in 52 shades. But I am finding that the lighter weight the formula, the more forgiving the shade match is. So again, I would recommend you going into the store, if at all possible, and getting matched so that you know exactly what shade to purchase, and it might surprise you, because again, as I mentioned at the top of the video, I was wearing one shade in this and it ended up being a different shade in this guy, and when I get Watertone, it'll be another shade. So don't be alarmed and just think, oh man, they don't have anything for me, because they might. But all in all, I would say after wearing this foundation for a week that I would rate Makeup Forever Reboot a mighty fine. So we'll see how this shakes out for me over time and how it compares to Watertone. If you all like the comparison style, I might do that with those two foundations. So if you're on the fence, you can tell the difference. But get in the comments and let me know, what foundation are you using right now? Do you like a skin tint? Do you like powder? Do you like liquid? What brand is your favorite? I want to hear from you and know what you think. So as always, do what you love what you do, and keep at it. And I will see you guys back for the next one. Take it easy.